Right, hi folks. As you can see, I'm not sleeping again, so I decided to do this. I think I'm going down a very strange rabbit hole. Um, it's this is unreal. I've had a issue with Brian Gerrish for a long time. Just because in my book he bought us Bill Maloney, he bought us John Wedger, he bought us the child kidnapper Wilfred Wong. Uh, I believe the shady story with Ben Fellows. Um, I think Lou Collins has got pictures of her with Belinda McKenzie. Um, oh, he massively promoted David Noakes. Like everyone that doesn't make sense, he has bought us over the years. The Holly Gregg thing, he was all over that. Hampstead, it was all up in the nose of that, but albeit behind the scenes, along with John Wedger, so that would put Bill Maloney in there as well. I mean, what is it with this guy? So I'm like, what is it with this guy? We see the clear agenda with Wedger. Well, I thought he was trying to build himself a cult and just grift money. But I think I might be going down a rabbit hole, and I might be making up a new conspiracy for myself because there's enough going around. I mean, guy, you can't get on the internet without bumping into a new one. Um, I've pixelated this because he's chatting to people in the street. I think it was this summer. One of the excuse me, absolutely achieved nothing marches. And just listen to this. Now, this puts it all in perspective. I can't say that I mean, I have to make light of this, otherwise it gets to me too much because these fuckers are out for blood at the moment. Um, I was really looking forward to the Lizard season with Jeanette Archer, and then she's made up another Facebook ban. So all I've got is some screenshots from the screenshots from the Telegram group. Sorry, I think I'm going to sneeze. No, I think it's gone. Um, I've got some screenshots from the crazy Telegram group where she's still being disgusting and encouraging vileness, really. It's just been bugging me. Brian Gerrish, what was the point of all of this? Has been bugging me. I mean, we see him backtrack, didn't we, and try and like make out Wilfred Wong wasn't a child kidnapper, same as John Wedger. And I'm guessing by the fact that Sean Atwood is happy to be discredited by having people like Jeanette Archer, which he hasn't really mentioned anything about publicly, considering it's about as clear as a window what she's up to, and the same with John Wedger. So, anyway, let's get into this crapperoo.
Day on the case of
Now, I believe he is trying to recruit people here. I believe he's recruited many people via the UK column, and these characters have been brought in to press buttons on people, pull in sympathy, and generally achieve the goal. More and more and more people. And I think now we see exactly what he's up to.
Hancock or one of the other politicians.
What, just ping off an email to
Ask them a question that you think's an important answer, and then stay on the case, or with your MP. You send them a simple question, and they send you a fob off, and then you go back, and they send you another fob off, and then you send your email to them and the chairman of the local party. They don't like that, right?
What is he chatting about? They couldn't give a toss about any of it. Any of it. You can write as many emails and letters as you like. If they don't want to deal with your issue, it doesn't get dealt with. Um, he's chatting nonsense. But this is his early stage of trying to, I don't know, educate people.
Stay on the case. And if we had 500,000 people on the case of their MPs every day, those
Excuse me, sir. The Iraq War, how many people were against that for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks? Oh, and what happened? They done what they wanted. Public opinion didn't count for anything. He's chatting nonsense. This is giving people false hope. Hmm. Don't Don't cults do that? Anyway.
MPs would start having real problems because they know every day they wake up, people are on their case. So you can do simple things, talk to other people. My wife doesn't allow me to go shopping with her anymore because I talk in a Tesco queue. And I talk in a loud voice about what's really happening. And some people engage and some move.
Well, I wouldn't appreciate that if I've been at work all week and I'm just going to get my groceries and you start trapping off, trying to push your views on me. No wonder your wife does, she probably doesn't want you full stop, but speculation there. Least of all, embarrassing her in Tesco's with this nonsense. So his advice is just go around annoying everyone who's going about their normal business.
Well, my wife said, but that's a powerful thing to do because you think nobody pays attention. They do. They may not even speak to you.
Vulnerable people pay attention.
But they listen. So go and spread the word and then look at what other people are doing. And if you like what they're doing, join in with them. So it's teamwork.
Teamwork, cult. He's recruiting here. Absolutely sure of it.
It's a team. Fighting a war is a team thing.
What? Fighting a war? Oh, that mantra. Interesting.
And, in the early days for me in Plymouth, I was fighting corruption. And I eventually got to know a councillor there who turned out to be a really good guy, and he's now a friend of mine. And I said to him not so long ago, I said, Lee, all those emails I sent all those years ago, what a waste of time. He said, why? And I said, because I spent hours putting those emails and letters together, and usually I didn't get a reply. And he looked at me and he laughed. And I said, all right, what's funny? He said, well, Brian, let me tell you, because he was in the council as a councillor, every time one of those letters came in, they crapped themselves. He said,
But if he still had the opinion that it was a complete waste of time, nothing was achieved off of it. I don't believe in a millionaire. Councillors and MPs and that, they get hundreds and hundreds of letters from the same person over and over and over again. They don't care. They like this job. They get 6 weeks off like the kids for the summer. They get 2 weeks off for the Easter. They've got nice expenses accounts and they're not on bad salaries. You have a job like that and you've got a nutter, you're like, whatever. Oh, it's that idiot again. They weren't crapping themselves. And by his own admission here, he thought it was a total waste of time. So I guess whatever he was writing about was completely ignored and nothing changed.
You didn't see it because they didn't reply to you, but I saw it. Yeah. So polite, measured, accurate, evidence-based, and then when they fob you off, you go.
See, and this is the difference between him, because he comes across as, I wouldn't say he comes across as posh, but compared with a lot of them, he's clearly more intelligent, more manipulative, but what he's actually doing is the same as that crazy Dom, apart from he's not shouting and yelling and effing and jeffing on a train. But actually, the reality of it is pretty much it. Message is the same.
Back and you say you're fobbing me off, right? It's you grip them with your teeth and you hang in there. That's the way to do it, and it's enough people. It's not a small number of people; it's enough people doing it. We made a little bit of thing of the spiritual battle, right? Why do I think I'm reasonable?
Excuse me, the spiritual battle. God, all the strap lines from the recruiting weirdness mantras coming out now, isn't it? Oh look, Brian's mask has slipped.
Reasonably strong because I don't believe it's our battle in the first instance. I think somebody up there is fighting the battle. We are the foot soldiers and we got to do what we can.
Soldiers, are we?
But the real person shouldering all the responsibility is God.
So why does he give us the plague then? And wars and everything else? Shut up.
Right? And I'd be happy if we had a different environment to talk about why I now believe this. I absolutely believe it. It's a spiritual battle, right? So every word you say, what words you
look at these people here. I blurred them out because they're just normal Joes on the street. But you look at them. I know they're difficult to see, but they're all nodding. He knows he's hooked them. He's hooked them there.
Use how you say it, that can have a big effect.
But Brian, you can't make it a Christian fight because we need so many more people that are just.
Oh no, that's really good. That's a really good statement. In the beginning, we didn't go near any of this stuff, right? Really.
Yeah.
But if I gave a public talk from 20 years ago, 18 years ago, somebody always came to me and said, "Do you think there's more to it?" And I said yes.
Yeah.
Now we've got a lot of people coming to us, wanting us to talk about this because they're searching for an answer.
I accept that 100%.
Yeah, and unfortunately, disillusioned, vulnerable people, which there are many, search for answers and they find you types. That's the most disgusting part of this.
But if to gather people in, you've got to talk to everybody.
I think
and that can't be the headline.
Have you been invited into Birmingham Central Mosque? I have. Right, but I'm supposed to be the Christian. I was invited in to talk.
I'm supposed to be the Christian. Yeah, never a truer word is said. Whoopie-doo, you went to a mosque. Been invited to a mosque. Yeah, plenty of people. Oh, I've been to the mosque. Been to the Hindu temple. Been to Buddhist temples. You actually find that, like, no one cares. No one cares if you're a decent person and what you decide to label yourself with. But yeah, you're supposed to be a Christian. Yes, you are.
Right, so I got round that barrier very quickly. Right, so this perception is how you do it. If I was to stand up here and Bible bash you, which I wouldn't do, that would put people off. But I didn't. I said it's a spiritual battle. So there could be somebody here who's Muslim or Hindu or whatever. They know what I'm talking about, right? But that mob,
That's why this thing's going to come on in a minute.
what that mob in there want to do is absolutely disconnect us with any concept that there's more to life than this. And they want to do that because if you just believe this is it, then you're fearful of dying and you won't fight.
Ah, wow. Look, I mean, I'm agnostic. I've never been dead before. So, like, how would I know if there's a God or not? You know, I'm not frightened of it. It's just like you're dying from literally the day you were born. It's just something that happens, and I guess lots of people are scared of the unknown. But that can apply to lots of things. Wow. Sorry, I interrupted him there. Let's take him back a bit, tiny bit, and I'll shut up.
Muslim or Hindu or whatever, they know what I'm talking about, right? But that mob,
That's why this thing's going to come on in a minute.
what that mob in there want to do is absolutely disconnect us with any concept that there's more to life than this. And they want to do that because if you just believe this is it, then you're fearful of dying and you won't fight for yourself. So they are crushing all true religions, and they are building a one world religion.
Islam.
No, it's not Islam. It's a one world religion, which is all mixed up. And then when you say, well, what is that? It's Satanism.
And there we have it. There we have it. Now we know it. Now we know it. Unbelievable. So all along, it was Satanism. With the UK column, with John Wedger, with Bill Maloney, with all of these. Vicky Ash. Oh, I forgot about her. She was on there as well, wasn't she? Wilfred Wong, all banging on about the Satanists. It's unbelievable because there's other independent platforms, but this is actually his mindset: being a Christian and believing the world's run by Satanists. Okay, so we know you put all these other people out, gave them a platform to spread your word. Who put you where you are? That's what I want to know. Who put you where you are? Because you didn't spawn out of nowhere. Were you a Christian lobbyist or something like that, like Wilfred Wong? How do you guys all know each other? Who puts you here? I mean, we know that Atwood is continuing this on for God only knows what reason. And for him, it can't be money because he's a businessman, and this is just like ridiculous. He could have done his Christmas dinner with guests that I would have loved, not to Sean Atwoods, but if someone else had put some of the guests that he's had there, would have loved to have spoken to him. Had such interesting lives and experiences, and then he puts John Wedger in there. There was no need for that. There was no need for that. He didn't need that for clicks and likes. It's very strange. Maybe he's taking over. I mean, he put Jeanette Archer out there for us, didn't he? Because John was a nothing. You know, his channel wasn't pulling in the numbers that Atwoods was. This is crazy shit. Or am I going down a rabbit hole here? I mean, it's possible. There's so many conspiracies out there. Oh, look at all the people that fell for the QAnon thing. Also Christian based. I know I'm not Christian bashing here. I'm Christian bashing these people because I don't believe their intention is that. And if it is, it's a very twisted view. It's a very twisted view, in my opinion. And last time I looked, I was allowed to have one.
You might be struggling with this because I'm saying it to you,
It would have been 6
but
months ago.
I can't do it here.
And there we have it. He said, you may be struggling with this. And that lady goes, well, I would have 6 months ago. These fuckers know exactly what they were doing. The plague come along, people were unsettled, our jobs were all on the line, our incomes were up in the air, we didn't our social lives were non-existent, our sports and activities that we enjoyed doing, we got sick of watching TV, and they knew more people was going to find their stuff because we literally were a captive audience for crap like this. And that lady's just confirmed it 6 months ago. Yeah, 6 months ago I would have thought this is crazy because we didn't know, we'd never experienced the plague days. Everybody was unsettled. Everyone was questioning everything. This is unbelievable.
But we are going to talk about some of this stuff more. I can tell you some stories about things that have happened to me and other people, and you would
Go
say
on then,
that
right.
can't be possible. And I'll say to you it is.
Yeah, well, if you're starting it off with it can't be possible, it probably didn't happen. This is another thing, isn't it? You know, it'll sound unbelievable. Yeah, probably because it is.
I'll do this, right? Why am I here? I'll do this. I'm on camera. I'm here because in the early days a lady wanted to speak to me, and she said she had a message. And the message, which she said came from God, was that I
Hang on, haven't we heard? Does he go to a bookshop next and find a? Is this rinse and repeat from David Icke? Surely David Icke isn't the one that puts them there. Is David Icke a crazy Christian? I don't even know. I don't watch David Icke. A lady gave him a message that it was sent from that the message was sent from God.
get out on the road and speak to people, and warn them and teach them. And that was a pretty interesting day for me because I'm thinking.
So some random woman comes up to him, gives him a message that he's got to send a message, get on the road and preach. Oh, sorry, he said teach. Preach at people. All right, we're with you. Sounds normal.
Well, you know, 2 weeks later there was a knock on my door, and I opened it, and there's a big tall man called Ted who I knew.
Was it a big tall man called Ted? It wasn't Ted Heath, was it? Sorry, that was in poor taste. A big man knocks on the door called Ted. All right, Brian, carry on.
Reasonably well, and he had an overhead projector. And I said, "Hello, Ted, what are you doing?" And he said, "I'm not really sure, but I thought I should bring you this." And I said,
So, What? Oh God. Bloke knocks on the door, says, "Hello, I'm Ted. I've got a projector for you, and I don't know why I'm here." Right? Okay, carry on. I'm building this picture. You building this picture?
You want to come in for a cup of tea? And he said, I can't because my wife wants me. And I said, all right. And he said, well, hang on, I'll go and get the screen. And the next minute, Ted had gone, and in my hall was an overhead projector and a screen. And I thought...
So random Ted knocks on his door, gives him a projector. I mean, we don't know if he walks away and he comes back, or does the screen then just miraculously appear and Ted is gone? I mean, it's not clear to me. Ted didn't know how he'd got there, didn't know why he was there, knew he wasn't going to stay very long. Look, if some person that I knew or even didn't know turned up at my house, if they had something like that, I mean, we're going back years in his day, so you'd think, hang on, no, they're a burglar and the Rozzers are just around the corner and they're trying to dump some stolen goods off in my house. Or you go, this person doesn't know why he's here, but he's trying to give me this projector. Might not be very well at the moment. Do they need help? What the fuck?
Well, 10 days later, I gave my first talk to 17 people.
Okay, so how did that come around then? Who found the 17 people? Where was it? Who were they?
And at midnight, I couldn't get rid of them. Right? From that day onwards, not overabundance, from that day onwards, virtually everything we've needed has been provided. We didn't have an office, it appeared. We didn't have computers, it appeared.
I want my own business. Am I missing a trick here? I need an office. Please, people, can I have an office? Make it appear. Oh, he said he didn't ask for it. Did he say he didn't ask for it? He said he needed it, and then he just got it. It was all given to him for now. And if that is true, and there must be some truth in these lies, that actually he was given all of this shit for nothing, who put him there? Wasn't God.
We didn't have donations, it appeared. And then people...
Shut up. Didn't ask for donations. Get out of here. UK column has always been asking for donations. Wrap it up, Pinocchio.
started to come to me, telling me unbelievable things that were happening to them, horrible things. And when I followed it through, I found it was true. And ultimately, where that led was to the ritualistic abuse of children.
So what evidence did Vicky Ash give you then? What evidence did Wilfred Wong give you? What evidence did blooming David Noakes give you of the medical records of people that previously had cancers and autism and everything that he was proclaiming that stupid, what was it? Whatever, something math. Who else did he have on there? Oh, he's had them all out. Bill Maloney, where in his own words with Richard Hall, he says he couldn't remember if he was abused in care. Then in Sun, Sea and Satan, the narrator says, fortunately, Bill wasn't abused in care. And then he goes on Sky recently and says he was because there's some cash to be had out of it. I'm a friend of Jesus Christ. Like, come on now. But there's been some fallout from you as well, sir. There's probably an awful lot more than anyone knows of the fallout, because that's what happens with vulnerable people.
Women breeding babies that were killed. Like, this isn't fantasy, this is real, it's happening. And then when you discover that's how dark it is, then you go looking for where the light is. And that's where...
Hang on. Sorry, I chatted over that bit. We're getting the light. We are the power. We are the spirit. What was it? We are the light. We are the power. I am the goblin within.
And ultimately where that led was to the ritualistic abuse of children, to women breeding babies that were killed. Like, this isn't fantasy, this...
My God. That mask is well and truly slipped here, isn't it, Brian Gerrish? Well and truly slipped. You are Q, aren't you? But you've been Q before Q.
This is real, it's happening. And then when you discover that's how dark it is, then you go looking for where the light is. And that's where we really...
So he's had this platform for years and years and years, and he's got evidence of this. Now, I mean, it's not true, but were it to be true, he would only have to put 10-second clip up of that shit because he knows it's true. And the only way that you could know anything like that was true if you saw it with your own eyes. Hence why I said yesterday that with Shelley Moat's thing of I've seen everything doctored. Unless that physically had dropped into my phone or my email account or whatever, I couldn't possibly know if that was 100% true or not. No one possibly can, apart from the person it was sent to. And actually, even then, I mean, it probably was Jeanette or one of her crew. And it's disgusting. It sounds. I'm not saying it's not true, but he's had this platform for all these years. So he said he absolutely knows 100% this is true. 10-second clip of that, and the whole country will be up in arms. It would, like, you know, skeptics, whoever. If he had verifiable proof of that, then he wouldn't need to go trouncing around, putting John Wedgers out, rummaging around the streets on plague protests, recruiting people. Like, that's the sort of crap that goes viral on the internet. Big things have been done when terrible things have been shown on the internet. Of you know, and it has changed situations. And we're not a difficult country here. We're not. We are censored, but we're not censored to the fact that like the internet gets taken down every 5 minutes, like many countries. If shit kicks off, just knock out the internet. We're not like that. So ah, ooh,
really start to understand what this is about.
no.
That organisation is powered by the abuse of children.
Prove it. Prove it. I mean, I'm not saying that politicians aren't weirdos. They are, and I'm sure there's wrong uns in there, like there's wrong uns in society. Like, God, governments have been taken down. Well, prime ministers and country leaders have been taken down by honey traps. I'm quite sure that. I mean, look at what happened with Mark Alton. With the Rent Boy situation, while he was giving off all the thing of being the family man. Still not over that. So yeah, there's going to be sickos in there. There's sickos. There's probably sickos within a half mile of where I live. There probably are. It, Satanists.
Right? How do they control it? How do they blackmail it? You can have affairs, you can take drugs, you can use rent boys. You can't murder somebody if you get found out. That's a bit tricky. So what do they hold over them that still holds in this liberal society? Children. Right? So what we see around us at the moment, and what we could really talk about, what we need to talk about, is way darker than most people can handle.
Definitely.
Right?
So you don't know these people on the street. Be really careful about their mental health. They may be nodding away here because they're a little bit starstruck because it's flappy-haired Gerrish, tortoise in a wig. But be careful here with people.
One of the
Actually, that's a bit hypocritical because look what I'm doing to this. It's going on the YouTube. Yeah. Rewind, retreat.
key ladies that came to me talking about what happened with children. They brutalised her in prison and then they put her into a high security mental.
He's talking about Melanie Shaw here. Don't. You know what you're responsible for with that and the damage to her life. That story was not correct. How you portrayed that and how all these vile people jumped on it. Exactly the same with the Holly Gregg. Fuck. Sicko.
where I have been able to visit her and see
Hang
her.
on, I'm skipping this
And
bit.
she has received a major power, but it does.
Sorry, I don't
And when
read
you get to the
like
point
that.
where you understand that, everything changes. Because then you start to say, well, okay, that's what we're fighting. How do we fight it? I challenge. I don't mind doing this. I'll do it. David Icke, a lot of people follow. And I speak to him from time to time.
Oh, no shit, you speak to him. You've just made up your own less crazy version of his crazy version of events. Oh, God. It's all clear now. This guy. So, chicken and the egg. Who came first? They're about the same age, aren't they? Him and Ike. What came first, chicken or the egg? The Gerrish or the Ike? Come on now. And you've been making out that you don't have your own agenda. You don't. You're independent media. You've had every charlatan going. And you've caused a lot of damage. Ooh.
And he talks about the lizards, right? And
Oh,
the reptilian whatever.
No way, here comes the lizard bit. This is the best bit. Lizards, whoop whoop, lizard o'clock, whoop whoop, Brian Gary sings lizards. Oh, there's not a lot to laugh about in my existence at the moment.
And I think he's right and he's wrong. Because I think what he's describing is demonic. The difference is, if I say to you the problems of lizards, what you need is a textbook on how to fight lizards. You're going to find it very difficult to find that book. If I say to you the bad...
Not being funny if anyone came to me and asked how they fight demonic forces or lizards, I'd sit them down, make them a cup of tea and wait for the nice doctor to come round and fetch them. Where are all these? Didn't Jeanette say we was going to be run riot with lizards and, well, he says demons. Like, where are they? He's clearly seen them. Ike's seen them. Jeanette's seen them. Wedge has seen the shape-shifting old lady who had the lizard eyes. Bill Maloney's seen, hasn't he? Still waiting for him to be dusted off and come out of retirement. A couple of times he's nearly been there, hasn't he? And then I think the backlash, he's still not brave enough. You know, I mean, if Brian Harvey, I've said it before, and he's he's another one. Actually, he's another one, isn't he? Oh, Jesus, I'm a Christian. Really? You say disgusting things about people. You say terrible things about people. You were disrespectful to the worst degree with regards to the death of my daughter. Another fake Christian. They're everywhere. Everywhere. But the one thing that he did do was he did expose Bill Maloney. And how Bill can ever come back or get around that. I mean, the silence is deafening from Wedger and all of them. How Ben Fellows had the cheek to pop his head up, making out he was someone else and an expert on Bill Gates. I mean, oh, they've got no shame. Mind you, he's with some tarot card reader now, isn't he? Ben Fellows or Zed Phoenix or... I mean, he's on his like third or fourth name at this stage. Can't keep up, getting old.
What is demonic? Where do you go for advice on how to fight demonic things? You go to scriptures. And you could go to Christian scripture or you could go to Muslim scriptures.
Which version? Which version of these scriptures, Bry? Really? Which version of the Bible that's been rewritten God knows how many times? Probably the same with the Quran, not that knowledgeable on that. Then you've got variations of the Quran. You've got the Sunni, you've got the Shia. Like, and I'm sure that it's exactly the same with Buddhists. There's versions of everything. The same in Christianity. So which version is correct then? Which version is going to tell us how to fight the demon lizards? Talking shit. But these people are believing him.
And you will find very, very good advice on what to do and what not to do.
I think my plea is not to
You feel uncomfortable about it.
See, no, I'd love talking to you.
See, look, there's always one in the crowd that's going to go, hang on a minute, he's talking about lizards here. What? I did like you until now. Now I'm thinking, is he nuts? The rest are just nodding along. So the recruitment drive. He's got a tricky one in his recruitment drive here.
You're listening to straight from the horse's mouth, and I'm beginning to see this world around us. But to get people into,
but we have to take
the soldiers into your battle.
Right, but we have
to scare them off with too much religion to start with.
We have to your concern I understand, but we have to make the judgment of when we do it and how we do it. And I'm going to be a little bit we've been pretty good at judging it. We haven't done this.
Oh wow, here we go. So he's been sat there playing the long game. He's been sat there playing the long game with all of us. Well, we can see that just from how long I've known this piece of Gerrish tortoise with a wig. He's just, who put you there? Who are you working for? David Icke can't take down a global whatever, satanic whatever. He can't do it. Who's put you here, sir? He's a Christian lobbyist. They've put him here. But not like when I say he's a Christian lobbyist, he's like one of them fundamental ones, like that Andrea Williams. Been digging into her. She actually believes that it's right that the UK there's still conversion therapy for gays and lesbians and transgenders. So you know that conversion therapy that's been banned from most places because people were committing suicide. She actually thinks that's good. She's an anti-abortionist as well. That's a whole topic in itself. I'm not getting involved in that. Yeah, that's one of those topics that you best not getting into. He's been playing the long game and he's been recruiting little foot soldiers. Wonder how many there really are in the background. The ones that aren't put out here for us to all lap up and call it alternate media.
Until up to now. Why are we doing it now? Because we've got audience asking us. We've got audience who...
Has he had Mark Steele on there? Has he had Mark Steele on the UK column?
Yes. We're not going to become a Bible bashing organisation, but if you want to know me a bit better and understand what makes me tick and how I do things, this is what's in my head.
I respect why I'm here, why I'm listening to you.
Well, I'm trying to give you just a little thing. If you want to understand more of the spiritual battle, the first thing to do is to be somewhere quiet and just be thinking about it in a quiet environment. No, I'm going to read anything, just think about it in a quiet environment. And the reason we have all the noise and everything else around us is because that drives away the connection. Yeah? And if you feel that you can...
Right, okay, so what he's doing is, because people are going to go home and they're going to be bloody hell. That was quite a lot there with the old bloke from the UK column. And they're going to, at some stage, have that in their mind and they're going to take themselves away quietly. And his words are going to be ringing in their head. And before you know it, they're on. They're recruited. They've turned.
Have a go at praying, which is not the same as meditating. And that's probably going to stir some people. Praying is talking to a benevolent Father.
That bloke just sneezed right next to him. He didn't even say bless you.
You can have a go at doing that. You may feel a bit embarrassed or whatever. Ask some things and see what happens. Yeah. Well, what do I pray about? What did I pray about this morning? Some things about myself, which I felt needed dealing with, but also I prayed for the nation. I prayed for all of you, and I did that because it has power. And I'm really amazed at myself for standing here and talking to you.
I will pray for you from now on, Brian. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Okay.
Oh my God, they're all going to start praying for him. He's amazed at himself that he stood there and chatted all that. Not the only one, fella. Not the only one, but I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did.
Thank you. It's really, really great.
Okay.
Right, that's more than enough of that. Right, I hope the internet held out because the audio was clicking. Well, that video was clicking in and out yesterday, but yeah, it's internet. Anyway, that's enough of that. Don't know when I'm going to upload this. It will take like 100 years, so whenever it goes up, I guess. Anyway, it was quite a lot, wasn't it? Look after your lovely selves, and I'll catch you again soon. All right.